For most of us, we never known peace. This has been menakutkan, like you say, a tense, fearful place. And then my greatest fear actually happened. My husband was shot and killed in the conflicts.
When that devastating tsunami hit, the entire community was wiped out. With it, their livelihoods and means of sustaining their families were also destroyed.
How do we survive? When outsiders first came to our community, who were suspicious? Who were these people? Who was HISG?
Yet, because of the war and the devastating tsunami, over time, the people of Bande Ache and much of the rest of Aceh had become almost totally dependent upon outside foreign aid to survive.
We had forgotten so much of what we had. HISG and others have helped take us back to better memories. They asked us many good questions and they listened to us.
So as we began to assess the various things that they had in their community, one of the first things they said was that they had land.
With a ceasefire in the war, we could now start to replant and grow crops in our fertile soil, where the land had become tall fields of wild grass. So with help from HISG, we learned what crops could grow. We began to plant cabe, as you say, chili peppers.
Chili peppers had little competition in the area, so it sold extremely well. For the first time in their lives, these farmers began to realize what it meant to have some control over their destiny. And the profits were immediate. Once they sold them, they had cash in their pockets.
The good profits from chili peppers help us to do other projects, such as chicken farming, fish farming, and also a very nice project has developed for the women in the communities. A way to semangat, to empower ourselves, where we make bags, purses, and handbags that we sell at the market.
What we did was give them a small loan. It was actually not just a loan that they would pay back, but a loan that they would loan to others. So the money was never given back to us, but it trickled down from one group to another, so that each of those farming groups were able to replant and begin chili peppers on their farms.
Out of the profits from the chili pepper farms, an amount of money was also loaned to me that I could repay back, but I could use it to buy equipment and materials. I now have a way to take care of my children, pay for the school, and to improve our living, and to also have help to care for my mother.
The return on investment on that small amount of money has been around 20-fold. We did not charge interest, but each time we loaned the money, we got all of it returned, and we reinvested it again and again, 20 times over. Now it can go from community to community to community.
It adds to our joy to see other people and communities benefit from our labor and success. We are helping others climb higher and do better for their families. This includes many widowed women like me.
One of the things we really enjoy in the kinds of community development projects is that we work with both individuals and communities and take them from a place of dependence to a point where they really have dignity in what they do and a sense of self-value and worth about who they are. So they can feed their children, they can begin to have medicine and medical care for their families, and they begin to improve their living conditions.
People are now walking with a kind of good pride. It is a very good change to be productive in that way, not just as individuals, but for a whole community together. I used to not trust them, but now, saya sangat berterima kasih. As you say, I am very thankful for everyone who has helped us. I like HISG being in our community. I was one day sitting in despair. Now I have hope. I feel like someone who has value and worth. We feel like we have been reborn. We no longer live in fear. We are beginning to see hope in each other's eyes again.
Now is the time to do something about human suffering in the wake of extreme poverty, disease, and disaster. Humanitarian International Services Group, connecting resources to human needs.